Alright, y'all. Today I'm finna go on a react to Wiz Khalifa documentary. You know what I'm saying? It's Wiz Khalifa. And we got some Khalifa. My boy still say you run them papers. I put the papers on the wood. I don't know if too many people do that, but I do. It's gonna make the wood go slower. Right to my man Matt, that nigga put me on to that shit. But yeah, let's check out this shit though. Like, subscribe too, bro. That I forgot. You ain't even did it yet. You ain't even liked it yet. You ain't even subscribed yet. It's okay though, bro. It's alright, bro. Nah, man, you don't be on up on my Nah, man.
Yo, what up? What up? It's your boy Wiz. Yo, what up? Let's keep it going.
Everybody just called me Wiz. When I was younger, they would say I was wise beyond my years. And Khalifa is Arabic. It means leader, successor, someone who's gonna be a shining light and really be an example for people.
My name's Wiz Khalifa, straight out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 412, Mr. Teach You How to Fly. Okay, Captain of the Taylor Gang.
Okay.
One more time.
Make some noise for Wiz Khalifa and Rolling Paper!
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Everybody
10 years sounds like a lot, but it don't feel like that much. It still feels fresh. It still feels good. For me, it's when I look back at the footage. Because I'm always in it when I'm there. I'm completely in the moment, like, nigga, living that shit. But when I look back, I'm like, whoa, we did some fucking magnificent shit. Like, it fucking blows my mind, some of the stuff we've done, yo, like, for real.
Shit, y'all.
You in position yet?
Working on it.
What's taking?
Wiz is the Rocky Balboa of Pittsburgh.
I've never seen anything like it.
People who know.
He cares about the world and cares about people.
He's an icon now.
It was like the next era of rap.
We're from a neighborhood called Hazelwood, Pittsburgh. I moved all around Pittsburgh, but that's the nucleus for me. That's where all my partners is from.
We didn't get in no club yesterday, dog. And the same thing happened on Friday.
We just keep
trying
to get in and they don't let us in.
They don't be letting us in nowhere.
I remember him as just like this lanky kid with big clothes. He was already wearing Chuck Taylors at that point. He always had the P hat on. He always had the pirate hat on. One of my homies, Freeze, he already knew of Wiz and knew some people around him. He introduced us in the studio and we made a song that night, so that's where it started. He always was upbeat. He always was trying to do something, always creating. He brought a good spirit to the studio, so we always had fun.
I'm fucking high.
I met Wiz a couple times, like around the neighborhood, because he went to school with a lot of my cousins. They all went to the same high school. And I think Chevy went to the studio maybe like 04, 05. And he was like, yo, Wiz got the complete package. Like, I gotta get you in the studio with him.
Sledging on the beat.
We just bonded. I don't know how it happened. It just happened. Like, nobody forced it. When I was in high school, like, I used to wear Chucks and people used to tease me and stuff. So when he had them on, like, it went hand in hand. Like, talked about smoking papers. Like, my parents smoked papers. It was just organic.
I always got teased for wearing Chucks, but I was in high school, so it was like I wasn't spending all my money on clothes. Like, I was spending mine on weed and the studio. Like, that was it. Somehow I became the face of what the heck was going on, and so people started knowing us for wearing Chucks.
Damn, it feels good to be a tailor, to rock camo shorts, Chuck tees, and smoke papers.
It just happened.
Classic. I stayed with Chuck Taylors on, I ain't gonna lie. I stayed with something on. Red, yellow, blue, white. almost had some pink ones. I ain't gonna cap.
Happened in stages, you know. When I started, it was just about music and just about being hungry and just loving what I do and trying to get better and better. And then that developed into a passion where I was like, okay, now I can hustle and do what I love at the same time. Also through that time, I met Eden and Chad and Huggy, and they were kind of like schooling me to the game that they had been brought up in. So I was able to just be like a student of the game.
Wiz Khalifa is my homie and musical brother, the kid that came into my life and gave me a place in the larger world of music. It's still the same people around Wiz that it was then.
When I say Taylor, y'all say gang. Taylor!
I've basically done every single show with Wiz except for like 4.
Baby, I'm a rich ass nigga, never said I was gonna be easy to deal with. But I be on some real shit.
This is a nod to Wiz's influence. He hit me on MySpace, and I was like, for sure, yeah, let's jam up and do some shit. And then I forgot. And then Twitter came out, and Taylor Gang people were insane even then. All right, there was already a frenzied thing behind this kid.
I'm fucking smoking out here,
So he said on Twitter one day, yeah, I sent the record to Spitter, you know, but he never did it, or some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So they were like, yo, fucking, you let Wiz down, fucking, why did you do this record? Everybody fucking show like, oh, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, my bad, man. Let's do a record fucking today.
I remember back then somebody told me
he came down to kick it, and I was like, well, shit, man. I'm glad you
found out they wasn't
in actual life, because we both had been around so many artists that you might have thought they was cool, and then you jam up with them, and it's like, oh, man, like, you know, you never turn this off. Like, you are, this is what you really think life is, you know what I'm saying? So we just stepped back and realized we both agreed on what was wrong with the game and what we wasn't gonna do to get where we wanted to get at. And we knew if we put it together, it would be stronger. Yeah. When he came to hang out, he was still smoking blunts. And I was like, all right, check it out. We can make music, but I hate how that shit smell. You should try this. There was no warning from the Surgeon General on the package. $2 for 32 opportunities to smoke, as opposed to $7 for 5.
I had to smoke papers for like 2 weeks. And he's like, bruh, we're not smoking that shit. But at that point, that's when I started playing with melodies and, you know, just feeling myself out as more of a producer than just a writer, of making a production out of the song. You gotta give it up to my dog Spitter. Like, Spitter he's the OG to the OG. He's the double OG. He made the rule, and we enforced it.
We don't smoke blunts, fam. Papers only. Clear the runway, baby. I get money from Sunday to Sunday, lady.
Orientation tour, House Fly on the way, Taylor Gang.
When I first met Wiz, I started out as just booking some shows. Then I became his assistant, then his road manager, then tour manager, then co-manager, and then business partner and manager. Wiz knew I was his guy the first time that we had an incident with the police.
So we see the police come.
One of the two of us went to jail, and it wasn't him.
Will rolled and was like, the police was looking at him. I'm like, what the fuck?
The thing about Taylor Gang is we're all an extension of each other.
Top 4.
There was a lot at stake at the time. So on top of being motivated and inspired, you gotta be able to protect what we're building as well.
At this time, he was kind of like just moving around on his own, and he was doing little shows and little tours here and there. Then once things got rolling, I had got incarcerated, and I'm sitting in my cell and watching MTV, and they playing videos, and it's like, yeah, next video is Wiz Khalifa, say yeah, and I'm like, what? This shit is about to be like something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got
and
a homeboy that's
then it really
rapping,
just came into play, like,
I come home, you know, there was Bonix, the DJ,
You don't want to be that guy that get
Chevy
locked up
being
and
his
everything,
hype
bro.
man,
That's just
Sledgerin doing
miss out on
the
everything,
beats,
bro. Don't do
Will
that to yourself,
running
bro.
things, making sure everything's in play.
Yeah,
Don't do that to yourself.
And me with the merch, it was just like, that was where I wanted to just step in and just be hands-on and help. His uncle was handling merch and it was me.
The entourage's role is usually just a role to be the entourage, but everybody that is around Wiz has a job, and nobody had just one job. Everybody was trying to help out wherever we could.
I'm making this quick video because it has been 1 month since joining the Cashflow 101 system, and so what I wanted to do is
Next week's episode of Day to Day, your favorite fucking stoners will be in LA.
LA, bitch.
These are the people that I trusted with my brand, my life, my music, my family, my business. So we were able to grow together and represent the same things. And that's where Taylor Gang came from. It was like, all right, well, what's gonna be our name? We wear Taylor, so it's like Taylor Gang, you know what I mean?
First class behind.
I felt like he was more popping outside of Pittsburgh before he was in Pittsburgh, you know? There was this free outdoor show that Wiz did.
I didn't know how this much love out here.
There were so many people. This was a crazy free show. They rushed the stage, they broke the barrier, and they rushed the stage, and Wiz had to run off the stage. It was like complete fucking chaos. 6 months later, I'm in the studio at my radio station and I'm planning to quit because Will calls me and he goes, yo, Wiz got signed to Atlantic and we're gonna do our first tour bus tour this fall and we need a DJ.
I got Wiz, that bitch ass nigga. I caught him slipping. We took his chain, we took his tour bus. I took his mom too, nigga. Yeah, nigga. Dude, we got your family, nigga. We got your family, nigga. I got his tour manager too. The nigga work for me now. Hey, Will, go give me some chucks, nigga. Taylor Gang or what? Yeah.
We had been keeping it on the low that I was gonna sign to Atlantic for a while because they didn't want to step on the buzz that I already had. They were like, yo, you're hot, like you're on fire right now. Let's just sign you on the low and then like announce it.
You put the groundwork in with the mixtape, selling out the shows yourself, then you get the deal. Then your record goes, like it's the right way, you feel what I'm saying?
That's the motivation, to just do new things. Right. I came up out of my situation and then now I'm where I'm at now. So all the hard work that I put in is just kind of like, it's teaching me more and more.
We want to present you with something special. 62 shows deep, sold out.
I got weed in my hand right now. Bacon, bitch, smoke something.
Getting to the point where we signed the deal with Atlantic was 4 or 5 years of sort of being in the trenches and making mixtapes. It was such a gradual build that, you know, Wiz signed the deal and we felt like things were about to take off. There was so much coming to a head at that point that we had that feeling of, you know, what we were doing was going to be heard by the world.
We gotta go to sound check. I gotta get my hair cut. Not cut, but you know, shaped up. I ain't cut my hair ever. I can't wait till it's like this.
Everything was being filmed. And you can go back and see Wiz, and he's like, you see this shit? Yeah, this is big boy shit.
Pittsburgh, make some motherfucking noise. Now where the motherfucking Taylor's at?
I always made sure that I documented everything so everybody knew who was with me. They knew where the slang was coming from. They knew that we all dressed the same and that we was, you know, it was a real gang.
What's it like being a new smoker on deck in the hip-hop game?
It's cool, you know, to be hailed up there with some of the top smokers. It's kind of cool, man.
All my favorite rappers smoke weed, so for me, it was just natural. And Rolling Papers was the experiment for me to really, really go crazy with that.
Look at real G's smoke when they want you, man.
My whole attitude towards the game and how I walked into a room was like, you know what I'm saying? So that was the thing I wanted you to know me by.
They said enough weed can't fit in a joint. You need to learn how to roll a fucking joint like your boy. Guess what? I don't know how much weed I put in here.
I don't know how the fuck do niggas do that shit. And his shit be smoking too.
I don't fucking count this shit, bro. Chess.
I remember we're in Miami. Wiz made like 3 records with Jim Johnson. It was all bangers.
Badass car.
On my level, might have been like the first one they made.
Lovely.
And he made that beat right on the spot.
So I'ma take one shot to the brain. Shots going in. Hey, I'm on my level. Yeah, I'm on my level. Yeah, I'm on my level. Yeah, I'm on my level. Yeah.
You straight though? We good to go though, right? You alright? Oh shit. Man. Good though, man. You alright? What's wrong? Man, I'm high as fuck. Man, I swear I'm on my level. Man, it's like he's drunk. Man, I swear I'm on my level. And I'm passed out. Man, I swear I'm on my level. Get smashed out. My nigga, I swear I'm on my level. Man, I'm high as fuck. Man, I swear I'm on my level.
Hey, guess what I got in my cup?
Whoa. Don't ask this man what's in his cup.
Oh, shit. I just chased it with gin, man.
RP for Mac Miller, man. Fucking legend.
Oh.
I had just come off of cushion orange juice. I was just taking the equipment with me everywhere. Jerm was on the road making beats and just giving me instrumentals, and I would listen to beats over and over and over, and we would come up with song ideas and freestyle in the back of the bus, and that was the whole process of Rolling Papers. It was just like in motion.
Bringing the studio in, kid.
We trapped out a lot of hotels and got kicked out of a lot of hotels recording that album.
We're gonna get stoned. Stoner's night.
I ain't gonna lie, I do wanna smoke.
That record was full of confidence. Being on the road, seeing crazy sold out shows and knowing that it could really be real.
You see that light, man?
Oh my goodness, man, that is stupid.
Before you fucking talk out of here, cool on. You tell me you can't fit enough fucking marijuana in a joint. You come smoke with me, okay? Come smoke with us, man.
His name is Emmett Till. He was taken in the middle of the night by white men. The death of my son has
We went on a little winter tour right after our first tour had ended. And my hair was getting long as fuck. I was like, yo, I gotta do something with this shit. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go Super Saiyan on him. I'm gonna take off. It was right when I had named the album Rolling Papers. I went on Ustream and I revealed the album name. I was like, I'm gonna name it Rolling Papers, blah, blah. And I had a big ass blonde streak in my head. Through the labels, like, yes, now we just need you to finish the album. We had just finished the first leg of our tour, and then I went to New York, and then they put me in the studio with Stargate, and that's when I started writing the songs. My initial plan was I was like, I'm only recording the songs for the album, and I'm gonna record a hook today, and then I'm gonna record a verse tomorrow, and I'm gonna record a bridge in 3 months. So they hated me, dog. They were like, yo, fucking put the album together, dog, please. Like, we want to hear a complete song. I'm like, nah, I'm taking my motherfucking time.
Wiz went to New York. That's when he worked on I Roll Up and No Sleep and Black and Yellow. He came back and he was like, I got the record.
We always wanted to do rap music. Of course, we had no idea that we're gonna make a record and that single's gonna go to #1. You can't plan those things out. It just
Black and
happened.
Yellow with more than #1.
When I made Black and Yellow, I was like, I want to have a standout moment. And to me, that song was that.
I'm like, all right, play it. And he played it for me, and I was like, you sure?
So I think he played it for me over some laptop speakers, and I was like, that's all right.
Even people in Pittsburgh, when I played it, they didn't think it was gonna be the jam like that. But like, it was a no-brainer for me. I'm like, this is gonna be the song that's gonna put me on the map. And it's about my city.
He was like, bro, this is gonna hit. And I don't even think that he cared as much that it went with the Steelers. It went together with his car.
I wouldn't have bought the car black and yellow if it wasn't for Pittsburgh, you know what I mean? All of my jewelry at the time, I had black diamonds with the yellow diamonds. Like, that was my shit. I was like, Pittsburgh out. So when it came time to start picking the singles, there wasn't anything else I wanted to represent me. I'm like, what the fuck else am I gonna say? What else? I'm from Pittsburgh, nigga.
Make some motherfucking noise.
By August, it was time to pick the single, and I was like, Black and Yellow, and they were like, no, you need another single.
I was like, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. If you know my town, then you see me, you know no one cares about your town, sir.
And I'm like, Black and Yellow. And we shot the video, we did this, we did that. They was like, that's not the one.
The way that he was shooting it and the way that he brought everybody together, there was tons of people out there.
When we were shooting the Black and Yellow video, the roof of Dairy Mart was going like this the whole time. I was like, this is such a liability, holy fuck.
I come out my house and there are all these people. They got Crafty set up out on the sidewalk. I was babysitting my niece and nephew. We had a big pancake breakfast date scheduled. That was the same day that he failed to tell me we were filming the Black and Yellow video. That's how I got roped into cooking breakfast and being in the video.
Black and Yellow video? I drove all the way to Pittsburgh for this video. He wouldn't let me in the house. He kept us on the fucking porch. I was like, this motherfucker.
When I first heard Wiz music, I knew he had something special. I could just smell it. I could smell the herbs and spices all over.
Snoop found out about Wiz through his children. He had his kids put him on it, and that was it, take off. He was like, all right, I'm doing a remix. T-Pain, Juicy J, it makes so much sense to do.
Big Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa. See, on the West Coast, I'm the big chief.
I started hearing it on the radio. People started remixing it and making it their own colors and stuff like that. That's kind of when you realize, like, oh, all right, yeah, this song is taking off.
Shout out my nigga Wiz Khalifa, but on some real shit, I see a lot of people up in here with the Pittsburgh Steelers jerseys.
This ain't a good song, but yeah, you know what it is. I'm a cheesehead, y'all niggas cheese whiz.
Lil Wayne came out with a green and yellow remix when we played the Green Bay Packers, because he's a Packers fan. I mean, he definitely killed the beat.
When I got on the Rolling Stone cover, and like that's when it started going crazy. I had hella shoots at that time. Like everything was magazine cover this, photo shoot that. But that one, I'm like, all right, it's Rolling Stone. Like we up, you know what I'm saying? After that, The Face, it took off, and it was a movie after that.
I want to hear the motherfucking biggest song from 2010, right? And the biggest song from 2010 came from you.
Hey, you. Me. Yeah, you. Don't you want to play something different? Bring it up.
For me as a DJ, like, that's a dream come true, you know? I've been doing clubs for like 10 years. We got to do David Letterman, MTV Spring Break, George Lopez show, and the Steelers go to the Super Bowl that year.
By the time that tour was over, the record was huge, and then we went into the Super Bowl, and the Steelers were in the Super Bowl. It was like, I couldn't have written this out. He didn't give a fuck. And there's a certain level of not give a fuckness that you need to be able to push through people who say it's not a hit, it's not this, it's never going to be. And that's why, slowly but surely, it was just like those bells just keep chiming. And it's like, you know what it is, and it never ends. It never ends.
You just grind. You just do what the fuck you gotta do. You just grind. Well,
I'm a pop rapper.
Drop that shit.
I'll pop up and make $5 million, man.
Don't matter what nobody else think, no matter what you think.
Man, like that's not even candy. Right now, we're headed home to Pittsburgh, and I am texting all of my bitches that's in Pittsburgh.
When we got off the road, I wanted to be with my home team. I wanted to make the album in ID Labs. And I felt like E-Dan and like the home team was the only people I could really build some music from the ground up with.
I was actually out vacationing with the fam, and I got the call that, you know, Wiz was coming back to Pittsburgh and he wanted to lock into the studio and work on the album. And I packed my things up and left the family on vacation and drove back to Pittsburgh, and we got started.
In the studio right now as we speak. E-Dan.
I just started playing these chords, and he heard something that he liked and was like, yeah, keep doing that.
I love that.
Next thing I knew, like, we were making the race.
I feel like he wanted us all to be a part somehow, even if you were giving him the smallest idea. And it was just cool to know that we were working towards the album and he was gonna put me on it or put E-Dan production on it. It's like, all right, this dude's really like lining this shit up for all of us to get a piece and be successful.
Happy 24th birthday, this is to the future, man.
It was a great time because it was a new way of recording, a new way of living. That's what I think the story of Rolling Papers told. It told like the change of his lifestyle and everything.
What he be rapping about, it be real. People can never deny it. I lived it.
I'm not making no wish because everything that I fucking could ever wish for has already came true. Thank y'all. Rolling Papers, the album. Get this on Tuesday.
When it came out, like a lot of it just was #1s and platinum records.
It's your boy, Young Khalifa, man.
Think about how far we've come from playing shows from way smaller than where we are now to the world hearing this song. It touches your soul and overtakes your whole body with emotions.
Man, this shit means so much to me, dog. Just having my first fucking album coming out, dog. I don't work so fucking hard, man.
It chokes me up sometimes because I'll see him and you could tell he's getting emotional.
We all had our moments, dropping a tear, and we all talk about it like, nigga, did you cry?
I'm comfortable with this shit, man. I don't give a fuck. Straight up. That's why I was talking about being Taylor, being comfortable being yourself, man. My whole fucking family's in this bitch. It's my little sister's birthday today, you know what I'm saying?
Young, gifted, not to mention out here making motherfucking millions. Yeah, I said it, motherfucking millions. Got my money up, I'm in the building. Yeah, I'm riding down, smoking my music loud. Kinda doing my thing, no disrespect to the niggas before me. Some smile up in your face, but then they on the low. Now I just not on my own, now I just not on my own.
I'm not sure what Rolling Papers means to the world. I just know, to me, it was a special time where we did something that suddenly everyone in the world was paying attention to. It really just got us excited and made us go even harder to do something that we thought was great.
Wiz Khalifa wasn't born in Pittsburgh. He spent the early years of his life living around the globe, from his birth in Minot, North Dakota, to Germany, the United Kingdom, and Japan. But he has claimed Pittsburgh as his home and often references it in his music. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare December 12th, 2012, to be Wiz Khalifa Day in the City of Pittsburgh.
We have a motion and a second. So moved. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
He knows who he is. And when you know who you are, you don't have to do any stunts. You just live authentically.
Wiz Khalifa, it's hard to describe like what he means to me because we experienced a lot together. From the small stages to the big stage. We've been to different countries for the first time, all ends of the earth.
It's like my little brother. Even if I don't talk to him for a couple of weeks, we pick right up where we left off.
My stoner partner.
That's real nigga shit.
Amazing artist.
I have yet to do a dab.
Amazing human being. He's a great dad, you know what I mean? Brother, uncle, whatever, son, all of that shit. There's so much shit I could say. That's my dog, man. I love that boy.
Wiz is just an all-around genius. What he did, he does not get enough credit for. Wiz set the bar for what was to come over the next 10 years, from the merch, to the weed, to the mixtapes, to finally the album coming out and taking over the world.
Wiz with the locks is way more contained, way more calculated. I'm sitting with the bosses, I'm sitting in the rooms that I need to be in. So I got my composure, and I'm still having so much motherfucking fun too.
How I made it this far, don't we?
Still got a long way to go. A lot of artists to develop, a lot of vision to share.
Please welcome Wiz Khalifa.
He's never stopped. He's always evolving, he's always changing. But at the core of it, he's just a stoner from Pittsburgh.
We all wanted to make it in the game by being who we were, because you keep getting to these other rooms. The shit is endless. It's endless, you know what I'm saying? So it's really just about staying true to yourself, and then you get a key to the next joint.
Wiz Khalifa to me is the rebirth of Snoop Dogg.
Hell yeah.
Smoke on.
Multi-platinum megastar, the one and only Wiz.
Who is Wiz Khalifa? Wiz Khalifa is a boss. He's a hard worker. He's a leader, but he's also a student.
You're not on my side, then I gotta crush you, nigga.
Forever a student of the game.
A lot of shit done changed. New clothes, new cars, new things. The same boys that used to be at the bottom came up, that's what they say. Used to not be allowed in the building, but now we on the rooftop.
I ain't gonna lie. I low key a 10 out of 10. I fuck with this documentary. Very inspiring, motivating and shit. But, like and subscribe. Fuck with your boy, man.